and welcome to As Above, So Below. I am your host, Kisha Lee, the Psychic Yogi, and I am going to share this week's Goddess Guidance with you. So, every Tuesday, here on our Patreon, actually. I lied. But on our Patreon, that is where we hold our exclusive meditations for Arcana Atl. But here I share with you our goddess guidance for the week. And so that being said, let's just get to it. We have the goddess Vesta, who is all about home and hearth. This will hopefully adjust, but your household situation is improving, whether through a move or a healthy change in occupants. All right, so Miss Vesta here is the goddess of home and hearth, and she's a fire goddess. She brings warmth to our households in temperature, but also as an emotion. Okay, it's a place that we seek refuge, rest, recovery. Also, a place that we like to welcome others into and hopefully share some nice, loving, warm moments. So you can call upon Vesta to oversee any changes you'd like to make in your living situation. There is a temple in Rome that is continuously burning a flame in her honor. And her message says there's an undying flame within your soul, and it's the light, seed, and spark of your consciousness. Your outer world reflects your inner world. Take a look around your home. Does it reflect warmth? If not, this is easily remedied and oh, so important to do so. It's a simple task of using your creative imagination, adding energy to your household, such as lighting the fireplace or lighting some candles, adding cozy blankets and pillows. We're about to go into the fall season, so that's perfect. Or displaying greeting cards and fresh flowers. Okay, romanticize it a little bit, make it cute. By warming up your outer world, your inner flame responds to meet it. This increases your energy level, which automatically shifts all outward appearances towards the better. So, watch how these simple steps recharge the flame within everyone within your household, those who are also invited in. And this flame cleanses away negativity and brings in the new with vigor and irresistible invitation. Ooh, sounds sexy. I like it. Okay, this one's for the grown and sexy. Various meanings and interpretations for this week's message is that you're moving to a new home. Okay, so maybe that resonates with you. You've just moved, so maybe acknowledging that you were in the right place at the right time, regardless of external situations. And then a new person is moving in. Who would you like for that to be if no one lives with you? Maybe that would be a partner, or you could also be inviting a new person in, and knowing that, be receiving the divine guidance and assistance you need to support that new living situation. Someone is moving out, and if that's the case, bless them on their path. Give gratitude for the time that you have shared in that space so that it can be cleared and released with love. And I was going to say grace, but I felt peace is what came up. There is increased romance and or harmony in the home. Okay, can't complain about that. And if that is something that you desire to welcome in, then go ahead and romance yourself. What are the things that you would like to receive from a lover or a partner? And just start sprucing up your home with those items as if they have given it to you. Okay, it's an easier way to, or an intentional way to call in your divine counterpart. And let's see, there is I was gonna say it twice. Shoot. There's increased romance or no harmony in the home. Okay, I will say that twice. A problem with neighbors is resolving. So if you're having issues there, know that things will be fair and just and work out for the betterment of both parties. Clear the space within your home. That could be physically by detoxing. The fall season is about letting go. We are also in the full moon of Pisces, and so that is well, we're on the waning side of the full moon. Sorry. So that means we are also releasing in this season. But you can also, if there's nothing you have to physically donate, then what you could also do is just smudge your place, whatever, clean up. All right. Remodel. It's pretty straightforward. You know, maybe align your home with like the vision you see for your future self. So that's like, even if it's like one little cute or fancy, piece at a time, then just do that. You don't have to buy like the whole set at one time. Maybe you buy like a little piece here and there of things for you to like place in a new home. All right. So just do it with intention. And know that your home is safe and protected. So if you feel like your foundation is a little rocky right now, that's okay. Acknowledge and own that you are exactly where you need to be at this moment. And you can always call in that footing, that grounding that you need to support you in making that transition, okay? So that the next leap that you take, the next step will already be there. I don't know if, y'all probably don't know about Indiana Jones, but if you do, okay, then I can't remember exactly which Indiana Jones movie it was, but basically he's like in these cliffs and he comes to the edge of this cave and basically it's just straight down from there. All right. And he's like thousands or hundreds feet in the air. But as he takes one step, takes that leap of faith, then the block appears and he's able to walk across what might look like, in what do you call it? A figment of your imagination. But at the same time, that is exactly what it is, taking that leap of faith into new territory or into a new space, embodying something new, because the home can also represent your physical home, your body for your spiritual self is, I'm just saying, if as above, so below. But also, if you believe that you're a spiritual being having a human experience, this is your physical home. So how is that a reflection of your external environment, and then vice versa? Okay. I think, yeah, I finished the Indiana Jones thing. Leap of faith, imagination. Okay, cool. So let's go into a little tip for psychic and intuitive development. Okay, I teach these classes. You are more than welcome to find out about them in our bio information, which will be in the comments. But also, aside from that, if your home is a reflection of your inner self, right? Then, okay, how is the structure of your home? Are you structured? How's the foundation of your home? Is it, nice and solid? Has there been like many generations that have lived there? Do you feel connected to those roots, that foundation, your upbringing, that which holds you up, supports you, keeps you feeling solid and stable? Is your foundation stable or is it unstable? And then when it comes down to other things like the roof of the house, if you think of like the foundation as your root chakra, then the roof of the house would obviously be your crown chakra, your hair. You know what I mean? Look like a little roof. All I need to curve it up, and I would have those little Asian roofs where, anyways, so if the roof is like your hair, then how like is your roof leaking? Is there like energetic like leakage maybe somewhere? Or is your hair maybe thinning because there's too much information going out there? It's like it's scattered, you may be covering too much square footage with the mental realm and so forth. Maybe you need to be back in your body more grounded so that you can have a stronger foundation. Know that this here is solid and this foundation at the bottom is solid. If you're having issues with, say, plumbing, things like that, you can also read a car like this too, but maybe we'll talk about that some other time. But also, if you're having issues with plumbing and things that deal with the water elements of your home, then maybe on some level you might also be having issues with the liquid or water elements of yourself. So that could be like tears, have you been crying a lot or things been running or dripping? It could deal with sinuses, your lymphatic system. It could also deal with saliva production, sebum production, sweat. You have night sweats, things like that. Obviously, that's kind of an easy one because it might be because your house is hot, so you're hot. It could be like that. But or it could also be your internal plumbing system. Are you full of shit? Or not. I don't know. But it's one of those things where when you tap into that, it can also reflect your reproductive system because semen and come from orgasms, things like that. Yep, I said it. I'm grown. And things like that, sexual excretions or secretions, either one. But those bodily fluids, there we go, bodily fluids. bodily fluids is the proper term. Bodily fluids can also be reflected in your physical home when it comes down to the elements of water and plumbing, things like that. Okay. The air that circulates in your home can be a correlation to your lungs, your breathing, that element of air, also the mental realm of air. Let's see what else we have. We had earth, we had water. Earth, we talked about the structure. Water, we talked about the plumbing system and so forth. We talked about air, element, fire. We talked about temperature a little bit and how you are a spiritual being having a human experience. This is your home. Cool. Tab closed. All right. Next tab that we're opening. Once you get used to me, you'll notice that I have a lot of tabs. And so I try to stay organized with you. So when it also comes down, because I feel like some of y'all might be needing to manifest a new home, or you are manifesting a new home, a new space. Maybe you need to get out of where you are voluntarily or involuntarily, but wherever you are in that process of moving from one space to the next, hopping from one lily pad to the next. Okay. I want you, if you have a lot of excitement, that is great and wonderful. If you are very anxious, I would like for you to take a nice deep breath. Okay. Taking a moment just to slow down, breathe, knowing that you're held here in this moment, space of safety and security, offering you stability and grace through this process of possibility and opportunities, abundance, options, focus. It doesn't necessarily matter if your eyes are open or closed, but from a spiritual perspective, I would like for you to just take in something that, with this being Virgo season, I guess, this being an earthly, practical part of looking at things, but with this also being the Pisces full moon, um, know that regardless of when you watch this video through time and space, this message may still apply to you. But taking that spiritual aspect, the dreaminess, the creative, imaginative aspect of spirit above, right? Right now, like I said, we have a Pisces full moon. And then also the energy of the Virgo practicality, analytics, intelligence, logic, feedback, processing, making things also happen in the physical realm, realizing these things. We're going to tap into something that is called, well, you probably heard of it, SMART goals. So, from a spiritual perspective, how can you utilize the whole SMART goals that they talk about in business a lot? How can you utilize that in a spiritual way? So, specific, law of attraction. Guess what? They talk about being specific. Okay. So with that being said, I like to think that the S in specific and SMART goals is not just about specificity, but also about your senses. Okay. So allow your senses to awaken. What is it that not only you're thinking about manifesting, but what would it sound like to be in that space? What would it look like? How would it smell? Are there certain things that come to your taste buds and arouse your senses in that way? Maybe you cook certain meals in that space or share meals with loved ones in that space. How does it feel when you walk in, when you lay on the bed or you're on the couch? Like, allow your senses to just awaken. What are the things that you would like to experience in this new home space? Okay. And then when we think about measurable, right? To me, I like to think of being more mindful, but also like, what is it that when I think of measurable, I'm thinking, what is it that you really value? So, what values would you like to experience in that space? Is it love? Is it, romance? Is it harmony? Is it peace? Is it refuge? Is it, rejuvenative? Like, what are some of the things that you would like to experience? And you can measure, like how much of that you would like. And so that taps you into the opportunity to expand your receptivity levels. Is what I call your from 0 to 100%. Where are you on that scale of receiving? But that's a way for you to measure your openness in receiving what it is that you desire, that you're specific about. Now that you have your senses open and aroused and you're turned on. So Tantra coming out. All right. Next in our SMART goals is attainable or achievable. So attainable, achievable. Sometimes that can invoke a sense of fear and doubt, anxiety within us, self-sabotage. Okay. So is it attainable? You might be like, yeah, but I don't know if I can do it. Shit. I just don't. I don't know. I'm think that I can. I'm fake it till I make it. Achievable. It's kind of like, uh, it can be anxiety ridden for a lot of people. It can be very fear based. Things like that can come up. A lot of unworthiness, self doubt, low self esteem, things like that. And so, once again, we go to that scale of 0 to 100%. Where are you on this? If you're at 0, like, I don't think I could do this at all. My brain says that, but the other part of me is like, here, that's okay. How much does your brain say? 0 to 100%. Maybe that's at like, yeah, 73. Emotionally, maybe 0 to 100%, you're at 0. That's okay. So now that this is very Virgo like, now that you compartmentalized it, right, you can check in to see also how open are you to receiving this spiritually, and also how achievable is it in the physical realm. So spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. All 4 aspects of you have a measurable scale to help you achieve that which you desire. And you're going to measure it from 0 to 100%. It's like a gauge or a thermometer or the speedometer in the car. Okay. See where you are on all 4 of those levels. And then you can work with each one individually. So therefore, it's not as overwhelming. You've broken it down into smaller steps. Okay. And you can write that down when you do some grounding work, healing work. Now that you know spiritually, you're not maybe as open as you thought you were. Okay. So open yourself up more. Do what you got to do. Pray, meditate, call a friend mentally. If you're like, oh, I'm surprised that I'm so more open. Okay. Give yourself some flowers. Celebrate yourself. Emotionally, you're like, well, I'm shut down all the way. Okay, that's some shadow work, maybe an opportunity for that. It gives you an opportunity to get to 100% at all of them. Physically, if you're like, I'm kind of in between somewhere, half and half. Okay, well, how can you create some space in your physical world to get to 100%? So you want all of them at 100%. That's the way to be specific, for one, because you know exactly, and just go with the first number that pops up. Right, your senses, use that. This is like intuitive and psychic activation. And then also measurable. It's obviously measurable. You have 0 to 100%. Okay. Attainable, achievable. Now you know where you are on that scale. You know how to work with it. Is it relevant or realistic? That, once again, you can use that 0 to 100% scale, but also I think more so relevant is like, is it a goal that really serves you now, or is it something that is from the past, or is it something that was something you want to achieve when you were younger because you thought it would give you the recognition of this, but that doesn't really, it's not really relevant to you now. If you wanted to get like get your first home run when you're playing t-ball or something, like is that still a relevant goal? Maybe the intention behind it was to be recognized and awarded or acknowledged for your effort. So like update it. Okay. See if your goals are still relevant. Are they still realistic? Meaning also, are your goals, do they apply to other people, like society, culture, generational stuff, like all that shit, or is it really you? So this is a great time to check in with your authenticity. And then time bound. It's pretty easy. When you need it. Now, cool. All right. That's how that works. Time bound one is it's pretty easy. If you think about it, you could say this is when I need it by, and I bind that. Okay, binding is an energetic thing. You can say I bind that. Maybe have a little loose bind. Okay, give a little wiggle room, some flexibility. All right, now that we are in this mutable energy of a Pisces full moon as well as Virgo sun season. Just a lot to remember, y'all. Anyways, I hope you appreciate that. And tonight's message of home and hearth from the goddess Vesta. And if you enjoyed this, please like, share, and subscribe. You can check out the meditation aspect or the meditation segment of the Goddess Weekly Goddess Guidance on our Patreon, Arcana Atl. And also, if you have any comments, anything you'd like to share, if this resonated, please feel free to drop that in the comments. And aside from that, happy manifesting. I hope you have enjoyed.